MindShift Thrivers. Rosanna Novice with MindShift Thrive Global Ministries. Again, an incredible episode. We have the phenomenal, the one and only Vanessa Wilkins from Tahirih Justice Center here in Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you, Vanessa, so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Of course. And I wanted to let everybody know that you have a couple of accolades that I want to share, because I know you're going to be talking about who you are and what Tahirih stands for and how it's doing incredible things here in Atlanta. So Vanessa has chaired the Development Committee on the board of the Georgia Coalition Against Domestic Violence. She's received a Pinnacle Leadership Award in 2017 for outstanding community leadership and was recognized with a Phenomenal Woman Award in 2021 for her 17 years of service to the community, 18 years in the nonprofit world. Yes. Congratulations. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
So let's talk about you. What's going on with Tahirih? Let us know.
Sure.
What is Tahirih?
So Tahirih Justice Center, we are a nonprofit here in Atlanta, Georgia. Yes. So as a nonprofit, our main thing is that we provide legal and social services to immigrant survivors of gender-based violence. And so mainly we represent immigrant women and girls who we believe have a legitimate claim to legal status under U.S. immigration law and as survivors of gender-based violence.
So within the gender-based violence, do you have cases where they've experienced domestic violence or partner abuse?
Oh yes, definitely. I would say the majority of the clients who come to us and the survivors are survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault as well. Gender-based violence encompasses not only domestic and sexual assault, it also encompasses female genital mutilation or cutting, stalking, you know, any type of violence, human trafficking.
I was just thinking about
exactly. So any type of violence that's gender related.
Okay. Did it start here in Atlanta?
No. Atlanta is our newest office. We are a national nonprofit, so we have 5 offices across the U.S. We have offices in the San Francisco Bay Area, in D.C., in Baltimore, and Houston, Texas. We are the newest. We've been here for 6 years.
I guess my next question is, why Atlanta? Why did Tahirih choose this location?
Well, Tahirih chose this location because of the asylum rates that we were finding here were so low. People who were trying to get asylum, survivors, you know, they were getting denied at a rate that was much higher than the national average. Basically, it was between 2 and 5% of approvals for people who are, yes.
So Atlanta was a much needed place for your services. Yes. What have been the benefits for immigrant survivors with you? Like how can they find out about you? Are you reaching out to other organizations? I just want to let the survivors know that they can go to you, and usually they wouldn't be like typing in Tahirih.
No.
So they might type in like the Georgia hotline, for example, or the national hotline. Are you a part of that database?
They could. We are a part of the Georgia Coalition Against Domestic Violence database.
Great.
Under the immigration services, so
Great.
They could find us that way.
Okay.
A lot of times the people who come to us, the survivors, come to us by word of mouth. So we're really trying to be out in the community more, at different events, at churches, places of worship, and just be where the people are who need us, so that they can hear about us and access our free services.
That's amazing. So for the most part, the service is legal services, right?
Yes.
Because that's very challenging and it could be very expensive for a victim of violence.
Yes. Legal services can be very expensive. And so as a nonprofit, we provide all of the services for free, but they have to be specifically for someone who has experienced some form of gender-based violence. And so that's the only caveat to that. We don't provide just broad immigration legal services to anyone who needs it. They have to be a survivor of gender-based violence.
Got it. Okay. And do you have multilingual staff?
Yes.
Yay!
So,
hooray!
Yes. So the majority of our staff speaks Spanish.
Okay.
So if there's a language or a dialect that's other than Spanish, we have a language line that we utilize right away. So when you call and you say, hey, you start speaking, we ask what language, and we get someone on the line to be able to help translate right away.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And timeline, what does this look like? Like realistically, is it a case-by-case basis depending on the severity of the situation when it comes to services? So what would they expect when they would seek service? Is it right away or?
Yeah, so what they would do is they would call our line.
Okay.
And they would talk to someone who would get their main information, their name, what's happened to them, what are they in need of, because every need is different for everyone. And then we would look at whether it fits within the service model that we have and it meets our mission so that we can make sure we can help them.
Okay.
And once we've determined that we can help them, then it's passed on to our attorney. And our attorney reviews it, gives them a call, and then we go from there. We don't take every case that comes to us. Not everyone is a fit for our services, but if they don't meet our requirements for service, then we will refer them to someone in the community that we know can help.
That's great.
So we'll do a warm referral versus giving a phone number.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you don't want to leave them out in the cold.
No.
Yeah, so it's important to create those partnerships. What has been the challenge so far in 6 years for Tahirih?
The last 6 years, I think just getting the awareness out that our services are here. We still have clients who come to us that have paid thousands of dollars for filing a piece of paper and then don't have the money to continue those services when they could come to us and everything be free of charge to begin with. So we're trying to get awareness out there. And then another challenge is also fundraising. We are nonprofits, so we depend heavily on grants and donations from the community. And so we're working on that with, partnering with other organizations, having events, and that also goes hand in hand with awareness and getting the word out that we're here.
Oh, this is really exciting stuff, really exciting. And as far as, like you said, that there are other locations, every city is a little different.
Yes.
Have you had to modify certain things being in Atlanta, or the services has pretty much been cohesive, even though it's like you're transferring from one city to another?
Yeah.
Any adjustments?
One really great thing about Tahirih Justice Center is that we fall under a model of oneness. So what's done in one office is also done in the other offices. So you don't call one place and get a different type of service than you do at another location. We all function the same way. We have the same policies, the same service model, and it's worked really well.
Awesome, beautiful. So I want to ask you, what made you get into nonprofit?
Well, that was not my plan to begin with. I am a survivor of domestic violence myself, and so that's just the path that I've been led on. Prior to working with Tahirih Justice Center, I oversaw a nonprofit, a domestic violence shelter program for 17 years.
Wow.
Where we did a lot of prevention work in the community with different programs, including teen dating violence prevention, and then intervention methods as well. We had a domestic violence safe house, and we did a lot of legal advocacy in the courthouse, helping people get family violence protective orders.
Great, great. Share a success story with us.
Ooh, okay, there's so many. So one of the most impactful stories that's recent is a woman who came here as a victim of human trafficking. And she was here without her daughter. Her daughter had been taken away from her. So to make a long story short, she was rescued. She was saved from that human trafficking situation, went back to find her daughter, got her daughter, and then sought our services to get legal status and immigration status here in Atlanta. And now she's thriving, she's working, she's doing really well, her and her daughter, and they're on their way to having, the life that she's always dreamed of.
Praise God. Thank you. So that was the time where she reached out to you for help, or was it someone that knew her, that knew about your organization? How did that come
Yeah,
about?
she was referred to us by someone else.
By someone else. Okay. And
Yeah.
that's why awareness is so important.
Yes. And she only spoke Spanish. So it was great that she was able to contact us, and we have someone to answer and speak to her in her own language and make her feel comfortable. And I will say that any conversations that are held at Tahirih are confidential. And so someone doesn't have to worry about anything and any information that they disclose to us getting shared with other organizations without their permission.
Yeah, that's important. I'm sure, especially it's a safety issue.
Yes.
With violence and justice, the perpetrator is kind of always lingering in the back of your mind. You don't know if you're going to be discovered or if you're going to be chased or somebody's going to find something. So confidentiality is huge.
Yeah, confidentiality is safety.
Yeah, absolutely. So Tahirih has some events coming up that I would love for you to share with our audience.
Yes. In October, we have our annual luncheon. And so that will be held on October the 22nd. We'd like to invite the community and you, of course, to come and share with us stories of success and just to get an update on what we're doing and celebrating, you know, all the work of everyone in the community and my colleagues at Tahirih on all the impact, the positive impact that we're having on survivors of immigrant survivors of gender-based violence.
Praise God. Good job. You did great.
Thank you.
You did great. So how can our watchers, our listeners, because we also have audio podcasts too. Yeah. How can they get in touch with Tahirih?
Okay. Well, there are several ways. We're on social media. So you can contact us via social media, Facebook, Twitter or X, and Instagram at Tahirih Justice Center. You can also email us at atlanta@tahirih.org. And if you'd like to call in and speak to one of us, you can reach us at area code 470-471-4700.
Perfect. And how do you spell Tahirih?
Yes, so our email address is atlanta@tahirih.org.
Beautiful. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you for having me here and for getting the word out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 18 years of service. I need to give you a big hug for that. So I'm a hugger. And it's going to be really low because I know the last time I was hugging somebody, like we cut off the frame. And as a token of our appreciation for you coming out here and sharing the story and sharing what Tahirih is doing for Atlanta and the nation, little gift for you.
So much.
And another little box. Some more
you.
goodies.
Very nice of you.
And if you know of a survivor, so we had another community leader come about a couple sessions back, and she actually came up with this prayer journal. She created one. She has it on Amazon, and we purchased 3 to support her ministry. And if you know of a survivor that she is faith-based and she would like to continue her healing journey, we would like to offer this to a survivor in the future.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So shout out to Nadia Rojas for her Glow Up devotional. It's going to go to a survivor from the Tahirih Justice Center. Yay! Glow Up prayer journal for the woman of God. Any survivor out there that is being led by God to continue in their healing journey, post, violence and finding healing and a new way of life to thrive, and that it is possible. There is help out there, like organizations such as yours.
Yes, hope is there.
Hope is there, absolutely. And a brand new life, through hope. This is Rosanna Novice from MindShift Thrive Global Ministries, another incredible community leadership episode with our one and only Executive Director of Tahirih Justice Center, Vanessa Wilkins. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome, hon. God bless you. Again, Rosanna Novice with MindShift Thrive Global Ministries. And until next time, keep thriving survivors one day at a time. We love you. God bless. Mwah.